Welcome to Two Chicks and a Horror Flick, a weekly horror movie review podcast. I'm Tawny Ray.
And I'm Felicia Connor. Subscribe to get new episodes every Wednesday. We dive into trivia, drink a little whiskey, and of course, give our no BS opinions.
Join our Discord server or message us on social media to talk all things scary.
And if you like the show, consider supporting us on Patreon.
You can find all these links on our website, twochicksandahorrorflick.com. Thanks for listening.
Now let's get scared.
Hello and welcome back, everyone.
Hello.
This episode, we're going to be talking about the Blackcoat's daughter from 2015.
So excited.
Yeah, this will be a fun conversation.
Yeah.
And it's a long time coming for sure. I think people have mentioned this to you specifically, I think, for a very long time. So
Within our horror community on Discord.
Yeah.
It was recommended, and then I finally watched it and watched it again and again.
Okay. Little hint there probably for how you felt about it.
Yes.
But yeah, before we get into all that, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking water, but it's out of this new Owala. At my work, we did a little gift exchange for the holidays, and I got this. It was a really cute idea, actually. It was to buy something for someone that was one of your favorite things. So the girl who got me this, she just loves hers. And I love water bottles, so I was excited. I am obsessed. I love this. There's like a spout, but you just...
Yeah.
It's a straw. So if you're not watching on YouTube, you don't have to tilt it back. I'm obsessed. I bet. I absolutely love it. I got Christine, which you've heard her name before. So
yeah.
I was really excited. I got Christine, and I just have to tell you all because I was really happy. I got her. I went to several used bookstores to find my two favorite Stephen King books that I read as a teenager. And I found them in the cover that I read them in as a teenager.
That's awesome.
Which is Misery in the Dark Half. I got her a new copy of The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful spiritual book. It's very cool. So highly recommend it to anybody. So then anyways, blah, blah, blah. I'm not giving a book review. I lost my place on where I was at. I got her two horror pins, the horror lover one, like you and I have with the heart.
Yeah.
And this one that had like little VHS tapes of like the top horror movies, Halloween, Chucky, like it was super cute.
Cute.
I gave her a cherry chapstick because I can't live without my cherry chapstick. Blow pops because that's my sweet obsession. And then she has a little sweet little baby. I got her they're like my first horror monster books.
Okay.
And I got her this book with banshees and with Mothman.
Cute.
Mothman. Yeah, it was cool. And she seemed to really like it. So I was happy.
Yeah, fun. That is a really good idea.
Yeah, because then you get to know them versus because sometimes you're like, especially at work, I work with these people, but maybe I don't know what they would like to have. So I'll get you a candle, you know?
Yeah, totally. And then it just feels like a throwaway option or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for letting me go on about that. It was fun. I knew she liked horror too. So, and she loves to read. So it was stuff that she would like.
Yeah. And if you haven't listened, we did an episode with her on It Follows.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'm drinking water out of my new Owala bottle. And of course, I've had my Magic Mind this morning. And what are you drinking?
I've got water also, just in a regular cup.
It's pink.
It is pink. But yeah, I also drank my Magic Mind this morning.
Nice.
And yeah. We both were sick over the last like couple weeks collectively. And we're recording this actually later than we were planning to because of that. But yeah, I was not feeling great for just like a couple of days. Like it was one of those sicknesses that came in real fast and then went away. But I had some lingering symptoms throughout the week. So I like took it throughout the week while I was working and wasn't feeling 100%. And it was really helpful, obviously, for focus and energy there.
So I had a little opposite effect, but A good one. So I felt sick as well, and I wanted to take it mainly for, I didn't work. I spent a lot of time resting for all of those great vitamins, the B2, 12, 3, all the base, turmeric, vitamin C, all that stuff that I feel like you should have when you're sick. But I also was able to rest. I slept a lot to recover and recuperate. And I thought that was really cool. So I was able to just keep taking it and still sleep so that I could recover and heal.
Yeah, that's true for me too, actually, because I was sick. Thursday and Friday were my 2 worst days. And so Thursday I worked because I didn't feel so bad. But then Friday I took off. And like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all 3 days I napped, even though I drank it in the morning. So it is awesome how it's able to do both for you, like give you the energy and also not hinder your ability to rest or nap if you need to, because it's kind of that calm energy.
Yeah, I feel like lately I've been getting even better sleep.
That's awesome.
I don't know if it's my imagination, but I feel like I sleep better. Feel energized and focused throughout the day. And then when I'm ready to sleep, I sleep real deep.
That's sweet. That's perfect. But yeah, if you haven't heard of Magic Mind or you haven't heard us talk about it, it is a mental performance shot. And it's really awesome for, clarity, focus, energy, but it doesn't give you a spike and a crash, which is really, really great. And like Miriam mentioned, there's all kinds of vitamins in it as well. So it's good for you in that respect. So yeah, if you want to get your hands on some Magic Mind, you can go to magicmind.com/chicks20, CHICKS 20. And that gets you up to 48% off of your first subscription for the next 10 days or 20% off of a one-time purchase. All right. What else have you been doing, watching, listening to?
Chilling. No, we're getting ready for the holidays. We all know that Christmas is next week or coming up real soon. Christmas Day is on the 25th. You guys are probably like, no shit. But
I think this is going to come out on the Christmas. So
okay. So today is Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And tonight is the first night of Hanukkah.
Oh, okay.
So the 25th, since Hanukkah, the dates of Hanukkah change.
Mm-hmm.
Today it's aligned, or this year it's aligned with Christmas. So we have Christmas morning and then Hanukkah in the evening. So happy Hanukkah to all of y'all as well. And so I've been prepping for that. We have friends coming to visit us for Hanukkah. So we have the Christmas prep and now the Hanukkah. And then I'm planning a little party, I would like to make this a tradition. We're going to do a Hanukkah sleepover for Ashlyn and her friends. And cool. I get all kinds of stuff. Remember, like I did for Passover, they had coloring sheets and they had activities and games and stuff like that. So I'm putting that together as well. And as far as watching, okay, first we've been binging the heck out of Top Chef. And it's just season after season. That's all I got to say. We're just obsessed. I'm binging the heck out of it. The other thing I watched was a show called The Plot Against America on Max. I don't think I've told you guys about this. I've told somebody about it. I don't think I mentioned it on the podcast.
I think you posted in Discord about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was super interesting. It was a take on if Hitler had been successful and Lindenberg, I think it was, became president. And so what that would look like for American Jews. And yeah, it was scary and it was very fascinating of how just, different players, how it can affect, all of us in America in different ways. So it was an interesting take. I'm always interested in those things where what if this happened in history instead of this?
Yeah.
And so it was good, really good acting. I also watched Carry On with Taron Egerton. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Okay. He played Elton John. And I'm sure he's done a lot of other stuff too. And Jason Bateman. I love Jason Bateman. Yeah. This was fun. It felt like a Die Hard to me. So people who love Die Hard, don't be like, are you kidding me? I mean, I think Die Hard was better and there's definitely much more of a cult following to that. But if in that whole like Mission Impossible sense that you kind of suspend, disbelief. a little bit because some of it was kind of unbelievable, but it was, like him. Yeah. But it was,
I have no idea what it's about aside from being related to planes. So when you said Elton John, I was like, what?
Okay. He was the guy who played Elton John, the actor.
Yeah, but I just don't understand how. Oh, not in this movie.
No, yeah. The actor played in the Elton John movie.
Okay. I'm with you. I was like, what does this have to do with Elton John? Okay.
No,
okay.
he just played a guy that worked at the airport.
Okay. Cool.
So anyways, it was fun. What I'm most excited about is I also saw Cuckoo.
Oh, yeah.
And right after that, watched Krampus, watched both of these with TT.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. And then my middle daughter came in and joined us for Krampus. So we watched that as a family. And Steve likes that movie too. So Cuckoo was Cuckoo.
Yeah.
And I was watching it. And TT came in and she was curious. She goes, "Can I watch it with you?" And I said, so far, yes. But I've never seen it. So you need to close your eyes if, whatever. And I'm going to have to talk to you about it later since we haven't talked about it on the podcast. But some of the stuff that TT said was hilarious. But yeah, that was really bizarre.
Yeah.
And then Krampus, I still love it. It's so much fun. We all had a blast watching that movie. It was so good.
Yeah.
The last thing I watched, because I'm kind of nerding out over it now, is Zeph, the story of Die Antwoord. I know I'm not saying that right. I'm kind of obsessed with them now.
They're so fucking weird. I'm with you. I have this like fascination with them, and because I came across not this like documentary or whatever, but I came across this connection to Zeph and Zeph as like a culture thing.
Yeah.
And I also found it super fascinating, and I went like down the rabbit hole, but it was like several years ago, so I don't remember a lot of specifics about it, but I was just like, this is so fucking weird.
Yeah, Steve was just looked at me like, what the fuck? And at the end of it, he looked at me and was like, what the fuck was that? And I looked at him and went, I really like them.
I'm going to watch this.
He goes, what? And I'm like, I don't know what it is. I'm so mesmerized by them. And artistically and like what they're putting out there, I fucking dig it. Followed them on Spotify. Then I sent it to the kids and I'm like, you guys might like this. I don't know. I love their look. I love this weird shit they're putting out. I don't know what it is.
It's weird.
I'm a fan. Steve thinks I'm weird. I'm a fan. You should see it. You should definitely
I'll watch
see it.
I'll send you also. I found this funny. I came across a funny TikTok of somebody like what it's like to listen to Die Antwoord, and it was funny. So I'll see if I can dig that up and send it to you.
Yes, please. My kids are like, okay, Mom.
Yeah.
Well, TT, actually, I sent her that I think you're nasty and I like you a lot, or freaky. I think you're freaky. And I sent it to her and she's like, yeah, I already know this song.
Okay, Mom.
Oh, right.
It's old news.
Exactly. Oh, I don't know. Well, what about you? That's all we've been up to. What about you?
Just been working a lot, super busy. I'm so excited. Because as of today, I think I have the next 12 days off. Thank God.
Nice.
I'm so ready for a restful break. So I'm really pumped about that. But yeah, in the time since we recorded, we did travel to go see my family in Colorado. So that was fun. And that started kind of we watched a shit ton of movies, because I watched movies on the plane there and back, and then watched a movie with my cousins while we were there, watched some at home, and then, we were sick, so watched some movies then. So I watched a ton, and I have a big list, but I'm just going to roll through them. I have a top 3 that I think were really good, and then the rest of them, I'm just going to say that they were not good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So top of the list, shockingly, I watched the Bikeriders on the way there and a little bit of the way back because I didn't finish it. Have you seen the cover of this? It's got it's got Jodie Comer in it and Austin Butler and Tom Hardy. and it's like set in the like 60s, 70s. It's about like a biker gang, which like none of this is my vibe. I don't I don't really like the 50s or greaser aesthetic kind of a thing. And it's
no poodle skirts coming your way.
No. And it's kind of that vibe a little bit. And also this movie's a little bit of like a slice of life movie, which I usually don't like. But somehow I ended up walking away from this movie being like, I think that was like really fucking good. And I can't quite like put my finger on it, but I'm kind of obsessed. And I like want to make Jade watch it, even though I told him like point for point the entire movie. So I'm like, I want you to watch this, even though I already told you what happens. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So I highly recommend it if you can find it. And I think it's actually on Prime so you can watch it for free. But yeah, just not a movie that I thought I would really end up liking. But here we are. We have been watching Dune Prophecy, the show on Max, and that's really good. So highly recommend checking that out if you like Dune stuff. And then the last one that I'll mention that was really fun actually was we watched Hot Frosty on Netflix with my cousins. That's exactly what it sounds like. It's about it's a holiday rom-com about a snowman who turns into a hot man.
Oh, okay. And where did you see this?
Netflix. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
And it was like obviously wild and kind of silly, but fun. Like the movie was self-aware enough that it wasn't like, I don't know. It was a good time. The one thing that I will put in the middle here is Speak No Evil, the US version.
I saw it and I thought, should I watch this? And I just couldn't do it.
I don't know. I think it's worth a watch. Like, ultimately, it wasn't. I mean, ultimately, it was a fine movie, but I think it was kind of forgettable because the first one just was so much better, in my opinion. I really liked the first one. I think that you might like this one better.
Okay, I know exactly then maybe what's different about it because I know what I loathed about the other one. So
yeah, so it might be worth a watch if you're just looking for something and you don't have any other options. I already know other better options. I think it's worth checking out, but in the end, I don't think that it needed to be remade, and they didn't do something so outside of the box that it made it worth doing a remake so quickly. But I also didn't hate it totally, which was surprising because I really hated the trailer a lot.
So it's the same story.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But why? Oh, no. Never mind. I wanted to ask because I don't remember why were they doing this, but I'll have to go listen to our episode or watch the movie.
Yeah, I can also remind you.
Okay.
We're not recording.
Offline.
It's a spoiler. Okay, so the rest of these are just no's. Like, I didn't like them. Challengers, not for me. Sanctuary, which is a movie from a couple years ago, also not for me. Subservience with Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Bad.
Okay.
And Smile 2.
I've been wanting to watch that. Oh, okay. Smile 2.
Don't do it. Okay. Those are all my no's. Don't do it.
Subservience one wasn't even like kind of fun or anything like Megan?
No.
Mm-mm. Okay.
No. Nope. That was not the vibe at all. It was it like took itself seriously for sure as a movie, but
okay.
I mean, I think that as far as movies who use AI as a scary thing that could like really go off the rails, I thought it executed that concept better than other movies that I've seen that try to do that. Cough, Child's Play 2019, cough. But aside from that, like the acting's a little rough. The dialogue is so fucking weird. We were constantly like making fun of the dialogue. Ooh, actually, one more movie that I didn't put on my list. We watched Hitman on Netflix, and that was phenomenal, actually. It was like so surprisingly, so much better than we thought it was going to be. And it really surprised us. It's got Glenn Powell, and it's kind of like it's like a comedy thriller. I don't know. It was really good. Highly recommend.
Hitman and the Bikers.
Mm-hmm. The Bikeriders.
Oh, Bikeriders.
Yeah, which is a weird name, but
I know. It's not a very exciting name, but
No.
I thought bikes. I thought it was going to be some sort of a like Tour de France
No.
documentary.
Yeah. No, it's like a biker gang, but I'm like, why didn't they call it the Bikers? I don't know. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, that's it for me.
Nice.
Yeah. Until I remember something later, which I'll plug in. Okay. So you ready to get into this movie?
Yes.
All right. So we're talking about The Blackcoat's Daughter again from 2015. The director of this is Osgood Perkins. So he has done I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the Attic or Lives in the House. I may have written that down wrong. Gretel and Hansel, which I've seen. Have you seen that?
I think I have. I think I have.
And
I
Long
don't really
Legs.
remember. Oh, yes. Okay. So I almost watched Long Legs because I came across, what did I come across? Something. I think I was looking up the movie. I didn't do any research, so I'm really excited. But I was maybe looking it up to see one of the actors or something. And I just glanced and saw a snippet of, could this be a prequel or sequel or some kind of quel to Long Legs? And I went, huh? I haven't watched it, though, because I have to rent it, so I didn't do it yet.
Yeah. Do you want the answer to that question?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Unrelated.
There we go.
But
have you, because you've seen both, do you see why they said that? Does it feel like there could be a connection or no, not really, just the feel of it maybe?
Oh, someone said that it was
that it could be. I think they were speculating that it might be, and here's why, but I didn't read the article.
I mean, I see the connection, but
okay.
I don't know that I don't know that that's canon, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, okay, so for our cast, we've got Emma Roberts as Joan, Kiernan Shipka as Kat, Lucy Boynton as Rose, James Remar as Bill, and Lauren Holly as Linda. Pretty small cast. There were a couple other people, but they played small roles, so I left them out. For scores, IMDb gives this a 5.9 out of 10. It's got a 77% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 3.2 out of 5 on Letterboxd. And I couldn't find budget numbers, but box office is $38,348. And this is the directorial debut of Osgood Perkins. And I feel like of the movies that I've seen of his, which is only now like 3.5, because I've seen Gretel and Hansel, Long Legs, this movie, and then I've seen half of I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the whatever it is, attic or house. But I stopped watching that one because it was really slow. I got bored as fuck and I was out of there. So, but I feel like he does a really good job of atmospheric movies, because that's what I liked about Gretel and Hansel. Like, it wasn't a good movie, but the fucking atmosphere I really enjoyed. So,
yeah. Atmosphere. Okay. But I'm nervous now. But you didn't like those other movies, but you liked their atmosphere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, but that's it. And here's my little quick summary. 2 young women at a prestigious prep school are assailed by an evil, invisible power when they're stranded over winter break.
Mm-hmm.
So turn back now. We'll spoil the shit out of this. And Miriam, what did you think about this movie? I'm going to guess that you loved it.
Yeah. I fucking loved this movie. I loved it. When it was first recommended that I watch it, I watched it and loved it. So then I watched it again. I literally, when it was done, I restarted it and watched it again.
I feel like that is the highest praise of a movie. Any movie that you get to the end and you say, I want to relive that right now, back to back.
Yes.
I feel like that's top tier movie.
I agree. I don't want it to be done yet, but it was over. So I'm just going to re-experience it all again. Then between watching it those 2 times and rewatching it for the podcast, I watched it again. I think I was chilling on my own. Maybe I was sick and in bed. I just remember I was like, you know what? I'm going to turn on this.
Yeah.
I want to watch this again. And then I watched it again for today.
Cool. Okay.
I loved it. So I love the atmosphere. I loved the acting. I loved the story. I know we're going to get into it. I can't wait to hear what research you have, because I didn't look up anything. So
okay.
I'm excited.
Okay, cool. Well,
how did you feel about it?
Yeah, I like it.
Yay!
Yeah. Just to immediately put you at ease.
Thank you.
Yeah, I liked it. I do think it's my favorite of his movies that I've seen. For sure.
Okay.
Atmosphere is great. I agree. The acting was good. I feel like the sound design was probably good, but I couldn't watch it like loud enough, I feel like, to fully experience it. And so that's kind of one of my only regrets, is like I wish we had like a really good sound system or something, because I saw people online talking about the sound design and how good and creepy it is, but I just feel like I didn't get to really experience that. But yeah,
can I say I agree with you on that? I had to rewind it a lot, and then there were one of the watches I watched it with the subtitles because I wanted to know what all the different things that they were saying, because it was so quiet at times.
Yeah, it's hard to understand what people are saying. It is very quiet, and it's also a very slow movie. Like I had watched this. Yeah, slow burn for sure. I'd watched this once before, and I was like, but it was one of those movies I just had on in the background, and so I kind of knew what happened, kind of, but I wasn't watching it super intently. Like I don't remember any of the final climax stuff. So it was still a good experience. Like it was basically like I was watching it for the first time. So
I feel like that's really good to hear, because I wasn't sure how you felt. And obviously if you hated it, that's fine. But that's cool that you liked it.
Yeah. I don't know that I loved it as much as you probably. And
yeah,
we'll kind of get into why. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Should we?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Start there.
Why we don't like it? Well, I don't have anything I don't like. It was a bit quiet. I could say that. And the only other thing is, I'm so curious. Part of me at the end, I was like, is there this deeper theme or this deeper meaning, or is it really just a girl who is alone because her parents had died? She's alone, and she welcomes this relationship and connection with the devil or demon or whatever the spirit is. So she, worships the devil, has a relationship with the devil just so she's not alone. And maybe it's as simple as that. And I don't mind that if it's just a story, kind of like when we were talking about Lamb, even though I think this one is executed better, but it's just something that happened. There doesn't have to be like deeper themes, like let's say that the movie Mother, where there's deeper religious themes or different things like that. It doesn't have to be. This is a story of this girl and what had happened to her. But anyways, yeah, I really loved it. But before we get into the love, let's hear what you didn't like.
Okay. The only thing that I really can point to that I didn't like was that I didn't get it, dude. I feel like a dum-dum. I didn't realize that Joan and Kat were the same person until I was doing research. And I started reading. So you must have picked up on this immediately.
I didn't know. When did I realize who Joan was? I think it was when I'm trying to remember the very first time I watched it, when I realized, if I realized it once she cut off the parents' heads and went back to that place, but her friend the devil wasn't there. Sometime within there, because I think when he showed her the picture of his daughter, I thought, what? Because I thought Joan was the same time as the other girls. Yeah. At first, like I thought that was all happening at the same time until he showed her his daughter. And I'm like, wait, is this a ghost movie? Like, are these people do they not really exist because she's already dead? I think maybe the first time, now that I'm remembering all of that, I realized it was her when she cut off their heads and went to that dungeon area to relive what she had done when she was younger.
Okay, yeah. I fucking went way over my head because I know that, like, so Kat, when she's young, 9 years ago. She goes into that mental hospital or whatever holding facility, and she has an exorcism, kind of like this guy comes in and gives her an exorcism, and
the easiest exorcism ever
I've ever seen in my life.
But you know what? Maybe they are that easy. Maybe the devil is just, or the demon spirit's just like, I'm here, and oh shit, I don't want to deal with that, and they pop out. I mean,
yeah, maybe it depends. It's like the temperament of the demon.
Yeah.
No, I did take a note that the book that Father Brian has for the exorcism is neither a Bible or an exorcism ritual, but The Imitation of Christ, which is a book by Thomas A. Kempis.
Oh.
I looked it up because I was like, what does this mean?
Yeah.
But it was so boring. Like I was trying to read about like what The Imitation of Christ was about, and I just I couldn't even read the Wikipedia page. It was that boring. So I don't know if it had anything to do with it. I couldn't find out.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder. Or if they just thought, oh, this looks like a cool book for the priest to hold.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it seems like the easiest book to get for the priest to hold would be a Bible. Like,
yeah,
they're everywhere.
It's so expected.
Yeah, it seems so specific that they picked this book, but
I know. And so there must be a reason for it, but I don't know. I just was like,
it wasn't interesting enough.
I couldn't make it. I was so bored. And anyway, so she has the easiest exorcism of her life, but then she tells the demon, like, don't go. She sees it and she says, don't go. But it does go. So I thought for some reason that I also thought it was the same time. And I thought the demon went into another girl in that facility. And she is the one who got out to like finish what she started until they were like, 9 years ago. And then I just thought, well, I don't know. Maybe it's 9 years later and that demon finally, or that girl finally got free or like whatever. Because Emma Roberts and Kiernan Shipka look the same fucking age to me. Like I was like, it went way over my head that was supposed to be the same person. And I know that they look similar, but like, why would you not just age Kiernan Shipka up or something? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the twist that we're going for. So you don't want to go like, but I don't know. It felt like I just didn't get it. So.
Okay. I totally get what you're saying. And that reminded me when he showed the picture, I was like, wait a second. What? Are they dead? Are they ghosts? And then he said 9 years ago. I was like, oh shit, is that so-and-so? But why is her name Joan? Then when it showed her flashing, killing that nurse or that person and getting her ID and the ID was Joan, I was like, oh shit, this is the girl. This is our girl, Kat. But I agree with you. Every time I watch it, I think, I wonder how old Kat's supposed to be, because he makes a comment that his daughter was the same age as Joan when she died. So which tracks, because they do look the same age, Rose and Joan most definitely look the same age. I mean, Kat looked younger than both of them by a year or two,
maybe, possibly,
right?
Yeah.
Maybe like 2 years max. So I agree with you. That one piece. Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
I mean, it just threw me way off. Like I wasn't getting it. And so
yeah,
I don't know.
She aged really well.
Damn. I was like,
yeah,
I don't know. It just was weird to me. But other than that, I really don't have a whole lot of qualms with the movie. That's the only thing that kind of threw me. And I was sort of like, what is with this ending? Like, I can't figure out what is going on until I thought about it a little bit longer over the next couple days. And that was kind of the conclusion I reached as well, is like, oh, she must have been so lonely that this was her only company, and it felt good to, be embraced by the devil. And so she like wanted to go back and see if she couldn't, get possessed
rekindle their friendship.
I don't know. Yeah. Like,
she wanted to rekindle their friendship, but he was not there.
Yeah, it's a crazy thought. I'd have never seen a possession movie where the person wants to be possessed again.
Yeah.
But I wasn't 100% sure that was what it was. I felt like that was probably the most likely explanation for the ending. But yeah, I honestly...
Did you find anything that gave another reason? Because that's what I thought the ending was.
Yeah, I didn't. And now I'm kind of like kicking myself for not, because I did walk away from the movie sort of feeling like you said, oh, this is just a story and just open and closed. And I just didn't think through like, what's the larger theme here? So I'm sorry that I don't have more research on that. Maybe we could go and see what we could dig up after we're done recording to see if there's anything. But yeah, I just got like basic sort of trivia.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think well, there may be some other underlying stuff. Like, for example, why was the man, the father, Rose's father, there were moments where he was pretty creepy. Like, he was kind. And then there was that really tense moment where she said, "Where's your wife?" And he said, "She's resting." Why? And there was just like, the acting was phenomenal. They didn't say anything and do anything, but just this moment in his eyes. And it was almost like he was seeing her in a sexual but then nothing was said. It was just like a moment, and then it broke. And then he's like, "Well, meet me downstairs if you're hungry." Like, maybe it's, I don't know. Is that's something? If it was, I don't know what they're saying or.
Yeah, I don't either. I felt that too, because he does like, he like rakes his eyes over her body. She's sitting there in a towel. She's just got out of the shower, which I would not even open the door. I'm like, give me a second. Let me get dressed. But
yeah, I mean, maybe there's something to that where he helped her and she feels obligated. Sometimes we do that. Like, we put ourselves in harm's way because we feel indebted to people.
Or she felt like he was not a threat because she knew what she was going to do.
I didn't think she realized who he was until he showed her the picture.
Yeah, but I guess I assumed that she would have killed whoever picked her up.
Oh.
Or whoever was around.
She was going to do that. Okay. That makes sense. All right.
Yeah, I feel like one of the cooler parts of the movie to me is the conversation that he has with her, where he's like, I don't remember verbatim, but he's basically like, "Do you believe in God?" And he's saying, "I think it was a miracle that I saw you sitting at the bus station because you remind me of my daughter, blah, blah, blah." But when everything goes down, it feels like it's an evil entity sort of, placing them together in a way. But then that's like also why the ending is disappointing. But I liked that part of it because it felt like whatever evil entity they're dealing with is like, it's especially sinister to put those people together. But I just got the impression that she would have beheaded anyone she came across to do that, because she was headed there anyway.
And maybe she also felt, because he was talking about how she was placed there and, how he thought that God was involved in that. And maybe she thought what you're saying, the opposite. Oh, that evil entity put them in my path and does her thing with no concern at all. But he's not there. She's all alone. I loved the conversation with the mom when she was describing the little girl, the 15-year-old girl in the store that for a moment reminded her of her daughter who was dead, and was explaining like the hair tightened up into just every detail. And she was so lost in it. You can feel a mother who's lost their child. I thought that, wow, she only has that one portion of speaking. And I thought she did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, me too. You don't even get to see her face a ton, right? Because the shot of her is like just barely, you get a slice of her face. So I feel like, yeah, she did a really great job there acting with her voice rather than her you know, like her face is kind of taken off the table as a tool for acting, you know? So
yeah, because the shots from the back seat as though you're looking at her from the back seat of a car. Yeah, exactly. Right. So she's not using her body either. Nothing.
Yeah.
She's just sitting in the car. It's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good conversation too.
One of my favorite things about this movie, besides the acting, was you're going along this storyline and the atmosphere and the acting are taking you along. And all of a sudden, someone takes a shot or a dagger and just boom, sticks you with it. And then it slows down again. I fucking love those little jolts. For example, we're watching the two girls have a conversation. Rose had just found Kat doing some crazy ass praying or worshiping the devil down in the basement. And so she's taking a shower and Rose is kind of talking to her. Kat gets into bed and then I don't remember exactly the dialogue that they have. She says, Rose answers her in a way that Kat didn't, maybe you remember the verbiage, Kat didn't want. And she was like, do you need anything else? And she's like, all of a sudden, just, God, this fucking girl is such a good actress. She's like, no, you had your chance.
Yeah.
And it's just like this, you're like, wait, what? What? And it's like so exciting. My favorite, and I'm going to say the C word, I fucking loved this scene, was when she was sitting there and she's like, Kat, take the medicine. And she's like, don't touch me, cunt.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, and then everyone's reaction was like, holy fuck. I was just like covered in cold chills because it's just like out of nowhere. And the way that, what's this actress's name?
Kiernan
Shipka. I love her. Super fan, like Die Antwoord. I love her. So good. They give you these moments that just like a slap in the face, like real fast out of nowhere. I don't know if I'm explaining it well.
Yeah, you are. No, I totally like. Yeah, I think that's heightened by the slow burn and subtle nature of the rest of the movie. Those don't work as well without the backdrop of quiet, basicly. You know. So I agree. I really liked that line too. She goes, I think she says, "Do you want me to stay with you?" And she goes, you had your chance.
Yeah.
She's scared too. She goes and she like, isn't that the night that she locks her door? She barricades her door. Yeah, I would too. I was like, scary.
Yeah, she was spooky, this kid.
Yeah.
Another one that I absolutely loved is how they, and I'm skipping more towards the end, after Kat has killed the two nun housemaid, whoever these ladies are, the house mothers of the school. And it's panning from inside the house. So you see the headmaster and the cop knock on the door. It's locked. Then they walk around. So from inside the house, you're watching them walk around to the back of the house as they pass the window, going. And then as you get almost all the way around, you see a bloody handprint on the wall, but that's really all. And then you hear them come in and go, oh, and you see them cover their mouth. I just loved this whole thing. I just thought it was so beautiful.
Yeah, this was really cool. I liked it too. I feel like there was a lot of good cinematography and direction in these things. And you know, I feel like it's interesting that this was his directorial debut because I feel like it's the best of his movies that I've seen. Like he really is able to like achieve a level of unease that is masterfully subtle that I think kind of goes out the window in his later movies.
Okay. That's not good.
Yeah.
I just felt like I was being, is it called drip fed when you have an IV? These unnerving moments.
Yeah.
Like it was a slow burn for sure, but I personally didn't have any moment where I thought, oh, this is slow. I wish something would happen. I was plugged in. And then when I least expect it, I get this little jolt and then it just keeps taking me along.
Yeah. No, I liked that too. I also liked that scene with her where she comes across her in the basement, like praying or whatever. She's basically just like
bowing,
like kind of violently over and over again.
Yeah.
That was really unsettling. I think the two most unsettling parts of the movie for me was that, And that's the only thing I remembered from my first watch. I think I just caught that in passing. And the second one is when she's down there with the heads. I totally missed this whole part the first time I watched this. And something about a decapitated head for me really unnerves me more than other things. So her being down there with the 3 decapitated heads, like sitting in front of the boiler, I was like, ugh. And I kind of love this setup of, you know, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, there's a school that has a boiler in the basement that is like a portal, not a portal, but like it's like a gateway to hell or something. There's some kind of supernatural element going on in this random place in the basement. I don't know.
School, yeah.
Yeah, something about this really I thought was cool. And I think it is nice because it does that thing where it's saying that anyone could be the victim of this. It's totally random. And that to me is scarier than someone being possessed that for some kind of reason, you know?
Yeah. Do you think though that the possessor looks for someone who would be susceptible? So someone who is lonely like her, but I suppose Rose could have been too, right? Because she was going through a rough time, but this girl had nobody else. Or maybe the demon or devil or whatever it is, it was whispering to different girls that were there, but Kat was the only one that answered the call.
Yeah, true. And you're right that in the beginning, the demon or like kind of shows her that her parents will die. And so I do think that she is probably more susceptible because she's got this, grief and knowing that her parents will die probably.
And she's all alone. And the one guy, the headmaster guy, was like, you can't live here.
Yeah.
And she has nowhere to go.
What's that fucking... Yeah, there's a line in Silent Hill that's like, that's what... I can't remember exactly, but it's like, that's what happens when you leave little girls alone. Like, there's something really great about that line that I think, they're vulnerable. But I like that too. I don't know. The randomness kind of the evil, the placement or something is nice to me.
Yeah. Yeah, the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
That there is a gateway to hell. The demon can just...
I don't even know.
It could be anyway. I just say gateway, but there's like some sort of a thing there where the devil or the demon likes to chill within this boarding school, right? There's a whole school full of girls. Could have really picked any of them, and it happened to be her.
Yeah.
And this is what happened.
Yeah. I said gateway, but I don't know that that's entirely correct. You know, like, I don't know that it is that. But like you said, it's basically the
nest.
location. Yeah, it's like the altar, basically. And that I like. And so when she goes back, she touches it and it's cold and she like snatches her hand back. I thought that was good.
Yeah. I was just going to say that. Yeah. So it's more like where his campsite. This is, he's here and this is where he chooses to chill. And then when the priest said, hey, get out. And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
He left. And he's someplace else. Like
some random. Yeah.
Somewhere else. And I wonder if her being possessed by him and doing what she's done and desperately wanting to be with him again has warped her mind to where she is now like this serial killer. She just killed the people so easily.
Yeah. She had no.
Yeah. She was cool with it. Yeah. It was just boom. Oh, that scene of her, it made me feel gaggy. Taking the blood-drenched heads, the hair was all drenched in blood, and putting them in the suitcase. That also made me, of all the things that we see, that was kind of realistic. I mean, I don't know. I've never want to see a severed head. I haven't seen one, but it looked like real. and it was really gross. She was very chill with it. So not like struggling at all with it.
Yeah, she didn't seem to hesitate or be remorseful or like sorry about doing it at all, even a little bit. Yeah.
So was there maybe something wrong with her? Or did she imagine all of this? I thought that as well at the end of this last watch that I saw. I saw it kind of in a different way of, does she have some sort of hallucinative disorder? I don't know if that would be schizophrenia or whatever, where she, and by her parents dying, maybe it triggered that. Are her parents even really dead?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought those people, the parents, were going to be her parents also.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
I was just on a different wavelength than this movie was trying to be on. And so when they revealed her photo and it was Rose, I was like, oh, what? Because I did also think it was a lie or something, you know.
I also thought they were going to show her a picture of her.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it, I thought that was going to be her. And when it was Rose, I was like, what?
Yeah, okay.
Is Rose a ghost? Like, wait a second. What's happening right now?
Yeah. And it's because they had flowers. I thought they were going to see her performance.
Yes.
It just got me all turned around, which is probably on purpose.
They were going to arrive and she had slaughtered everybody. That's what I thought was happening. But then it was Rose. And then I was like, oh, are they going to go find her slaughtered? Or
yeah.
Is she already been dead? No, he said it was 9 years ago. She'd already been dead? Is this all imagined?
Yeah, weird. I guess that's a really good point and not something that I had considered previously. Like, is there any proof of supernatural things happening?
Like, no one else has seen this, or no one else has. Seems like no one else can hear the phone ring.
Yeah.
Or it just doesn't ring when Rose is around, but Rose is in that same room and it's not ringing. Nobody else has seen anything.
And she doesn't have she's not supernatural in any way. She just kills them and brings their heads down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe.
Kind of reminded me like Son of Sam-esque, you know. What did I just watch? It's probably some true crime, I'm sure, where someone was like, the voices in my head told me to do it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, she's talking on the phone and they're saying, kill the C words and kill them all. Yeah. It could be like a mental disease, disorder, whatever.
Yeah. She does seem incredibly detached, and like weird from the get, but I also don't know if that's because she is sort of beginning to be possessed or whatever from the beginning of the movie. Like, it could go either way, but you know, all the interactions that she has with people are sort of just off. You know, she's like in the very beginning when she's talking to the headmaster or whatever, and she's staring off into space, and he's like, "What's funny about that?" She's like, "Nothing." And he's like, "Yeah, I saw you smile a little bit." She's like, "No." You know, like I don't know.
I did.
Yeah.
How great was that though? Just her I love this girl. Her facial expressions as she just drifts off and has that smirk. She's so good.
Yeah.
I think when they showed her storyline, I think you're right. I think it was the dark force was showing itself to her throughout. Because remember, she was standing in the hallway staring in the room, and there was that his shadow. And then after that, she goes and plays her piano solo. So it seems like he was courting her or luring her. I think courting might be a good, she was becoming mesmerized and he was kind of in these different places. And, in the very beginning, he comes to her.
Yeah.
In her bed. And she said something about her dad, right?
Yeah. And he like shows her
the
car. It's like in the very, very beginning. Yeah.
So he's like courting her. And then I think Rose was going to be the last, like if she could make a connection with Rose and Rose wouldn't make her feel lonely anymore, then maybe she wouldn't have. So that's an interesting, actually. So you have a choice if you're possessed. Usually you're just chilling and all of a sudden you start fucking acting weird and crawling up the walls. And this is, it seems like she had a choice. I mean, he was working her real hard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, I think maybe she didn't have a choice, but like Rose had a choice and she didn't know that was the choice. But by leaving her completely alone and feeling alone, she was like able to be fully possessed.
So you think when she said you had your chance, that was the demon maybe speaking through her? So like maybe he was even speaking to Kat? Like if Rose would have responded in a different way, then maybe that connection between Kat and Rose, he wouldn't have been able as easily to take over Kat. Because it seemed like they were going to make this connection, but since she totally was like, go to sleep, shut her down, then that night was when she did all that weird shit in her bed and became fully possessed.
Yeah, I think it was, I think the ship sailed when she left to go be with her like boyfriend guy. I think that was the moment, because then she comes back and she does say, you had your chance. And I think that was when, you know, and we don't really see, I think we might see later that point in time when she's gone, and it might be like a phone call or something. But
you're absolutely right. She got a phone call. You're right. Because she was saying, the headmaster said that you had to watch me. Remember, she's like, the headmaster said I had to watch you. Yeah. Like she mocks her. So maybe if she would have stayed and looked after her and been caring, then it would have been okay.
Yeah. The film soundtrack was scored by Perkins's brother, Elvis Perkins, a singer-songwriter. He had never written a film score before and found the medium confining, noting that the restrictions almost killed him. And they are like horror movie quote unquote royalty. This is from IMDb because he's the son of Anthony Perkins, but that's the actor who was best known for playing Norman Bates.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Your Majesty.
Yes, Your Majesty. Other note, the Bramford is also the name of the notorious apartment building that Guy and Rosemary move into in Rosemary's Baby. So that was a nice little horror nod. My last couple points are just about how other people felt about the movie. So Emma Roberts, when she read the script, she said she couldn't sleep afterwards because it scared her so much. And director Mike Flanagan lists this as his favorite horror movie, according to Screen Rant.
Wow. Yeah. I am grateful for this movie, that it was made.
It is good. It's like a very cold and bleak and slow movie, but I think, you know, all of that adds to its atmosphere.
I really feel like I like cold, bleak, and slow movies. But not slow like we talked about with that other movie, but
yeah,
cold, bleak, strategically slow.
I think so too. You know, like The Lodge is like that.
Yes. Can you believe I love The Lodge?
I know.
Man, I was in a mood.
I know.
I was in a mood when we talked about that first. I watched it. I know I already talked about it. I started. I watched it and I was like, wow, this is a great movie. What's wrong with me? Oh, man.
Yeah, that was great. But yeah, that was all I had for trivia.
That's all my notes. I liked it. Yeah, I was just wondering about the themes, and maybe that's that. That's the story. I'd be curious if she was, you know, the like schizophrenia take or something. Yeah. But other than that, yes, please. And this is one of my favorite actresses. She was phenomenal, in my opinion, just phenomenal. Loved her.
I liked them all. I thought they all did a really good job.
All of them did an excellent job.
I'm really curious to have you watch Longlegs and report back.
Okay.
Because I think there is just some parallels of things that you can kind of compare and contrast between this movie. And I'll just be curious to know your thoughts on those things.
All right. I will do it. Maybe I'll do it today. We have to rent it. It's $5.99. Is it worth the rent?
I say no.
Okay. Okay, so maybe for 2025.
Yeah, maybe when it's free somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was only on Prime.
Okay.
Yeah, I just searched, where can I? And it was like, watch Longlegs, because that's what I... Yeah, it's like on YouTube or Prime or Apple TV, but it's all for rent.
Okay.
Okay, then I won't do it. Our next episode, though, excited about that, is Nosferatu. Did I say that right?
Nosferatu?
Nosferatu. Damn it, I was so excited that I thought I said it right. But yeah, the new one, we're excited about that. We're going to rate it and stuff. I just got excited thinking about that.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I think we're going to go see it day after Christmas, maybe, which I have run by no one. It's just that we're not going to, I don't think we're going to go see it on Christmas, but I want to see it as soon as possible. So
yeah, we're going to have to see it maybe on Sunday the 29th, or maybe like New Year's Day, something like that, because we have visitors coming, but unless they want to go see it.
Yeah. So are you ready to rate this?
Yes. Yes, I am. I give this movie a 5 out of 5.
Okay.
I just love it. And I mean, to watch it so many times, it's this movie where I feel like I want to have something on. I'm going to turn this on. Just love it. It's my comfort movie. I don't know.
Which is crazy. It's such an uncomfortable movie because it's so cold and bleak.
4 times. The 4th time I watched it, I still got the same jolt when in those different drops from Kat. You know, those different lines she delivered that I can't not give it a 5 out of 5.
Okay. Loved it.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Top. Okay.
All right.
I feel like,
how about you?
Mine's going to seem low, but it's a good score. I think I'm going to give it a 3.8.
Oh, okay. Okay,
yeah.
No, I don't think that's bad. I mean, you liked it almost as much as Tarot, but whatever.
I know. I was actually looking at that and I was like, didn't I give Tarot a 3.75?
A 3. Here it shows 3.5.
Okay, I did want to put it higher than Tarot.
Okay, yeah, so it is higher than Tarot.
Yeah,
sure.
And I wanted to go, I was looking at The Devil's Bath, I gave that a 3.75, and I wanted to go higher than my like 3.75 bucket, so.
I appreciate that it was higher than The Deliverance and The Devil's Bath.
Yeah, definitely more than The Deliverance. Yeah, I liked it a lot. It's just, for some reason, it just doesn't hit for me quite as much as I think it does for other people. And I don't know exactly why that is, but I think part of it is just that I kind of struggled to understand as the movie was going on. But I think it's really well made. You know, I like the tension and the atmosphere a lot. I do like atmospheric movies. So,
yeah. You say 3.8 or 3.85?
3.8.
Oh, okay. I was going to try to sneak in a little point there. Yeah. Awesome. That was fun. Thank you for letting me talk about that. I have been, ever since I've seen it, I've been wanting to talk about it. So I'm really glad. And that's a good score. That's a good Tawny score.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, we'll have to look up some more information about like themes and stuff just because I didn't get into that. And so now I'm curious about that as well.
Yeah. And then we'll post it in our Discord if there is anything additional, or maybe we hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. Because we're smart.
Awesome. Well, friends, this is like the first time we know what our next movie is.
I know, in like fucking months.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing the new Nosferatu. Nosferatu. Damn it. I'm really excited for this. I just keep seeing the marketing for this movie is good. Yeah. I'm really excited to see this. Steve is going to go see it with me. And anyways, though, but if you have seen The Blackcoat's Daughter, please do share your favorite scenes, quotes, theories on social media using the hashtag 2ChicksInAHorrorFlick. And while you are there, please give us a follow. And what else, Tawny?
You can support the show by giving us a like, review, and subscribe on whatever podcatcher you're listening to us on. Don't forget to get your 48% off of a subscription order at Magic Mind, or 20% off a first time order. I'm waning. Can't keep it up with the talking.
You won't regret it. You won't regret it. Go do it.
It's great. Yeah. So you go to magicmind.com/chicks20 for those deals. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. Words are hard. But yeah, that's all. So we will see you next time, and we hope you have such a good holiday and holidays. And we will see you in the next year. I think we're going to do one more episode a year in review, but we'll see you next year for our next movie review.
Sorry, this was...
I know.
There's lots of things happening.
I'm just
so
gonna...
good. No. I love it, Tawny. It was so fun. No,
let's just restart it.
It was so fun.
I swear to God, I'm not drunk.
I liked it. I think I should leave it. I think people are going to crack up. We will see you.
I don't know what I'm doing.
So have such a good holiday. No nightmares.
No nightmares.